Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Cognitive Recalibration podcast. As always, I'm your host, Shravan. Got Darren here with us.
Hello.
Our first movie review of the year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because nothing has come out up till now.
Yeah, pretty
Well,
much.
nothing that we want to watch.
Captain America Brave New World.
Brave New World.
Finally got to watch it. We're a bit late.
Watched it a week after release, I think. About a week after.
Yeah, so I was just thinking, like,
It's probably the first time we haven't watched a Marvel movie on the week of release.
within, the first couple of days. So it's kind of indicative of, I guess, where Marvel is, where we used to be able to, or we used to
not want to watch it any later than.
Yeah, we used to have to watch these, like there was a sense of urgency, like you might get spoilers or like you just want to find out what happens next. But now it's like...
Yeah, now it's like even when a movie comes out, you're pretty sure what's going to happen in it.
Yeah.
And you're not really worried about spoilers. But saying that, I think at the end of it, we can discuss things going forward. But yeah, we could talk about this movie.
So a bit of background. It's directed by Julius Onah, who previously directed Cloverfield Paradox, which is infamously not a good film. The writers are the writers of the show
Captain America.
What was that show called? Falcon and the Winter...
Captain Falcon.
Yeah. Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Falcon.
Yeah.
Falcon's now Captain.
Yeah. Captain Falcon. Obviously, Anthony Mackie is playing Captain America now. Who else is in this movie? Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford is playing Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah.
Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. There is the guy playing the Falcon who is in the... Is he in the show? Is that where he's from?
He's in the show, yeah. He was in the show. He wasn't Falcon yet in that show, but...
But now he's Falcon.
Yeah. Danny
is
Ramirez, I think.
Danny Ramirez. Yeah. He's in Top Gun.
Is he in Top Gun?
Pretty sure he was. Who else is in this movie?
Giancarlo
Esposito. There is a short lady in this.
Yeah. We could...
Do you know what's surprising?
Yeah.
That lady's only 1 inch shorter than Scarlett Johansson.
Ah.
So what were they doing with the camera angles? Or like, was their footwear not appropriate? Like, why have they made this woman look to be so short?
She looked like a little kid.
When she's not even that short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they just made Scarlett look taller.
Yeah, but then why did they do that for this lady?
They didn't want to. They wanted her to look...
They wanted her to look short.
Yeah.
They wanted everyone to look like a giant compared to her.
How tall is Anthony Mackie?
He's probably not that tall.
He's not massive, right?
Yeah.
Like Chris Evans is taller than him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why they made her look extremely short. I've never seen an adult look this short in the movie before. When she's not even that short. So.
Yeah. Budget is 180 million.
I actually heard the budget's closer to 300 million.
Oh, okay.
Because of reshoots.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's like every Marvel movie more recently.
Yeah.
And box office wise, so it's not a complete disaster, but it's not doing it probably as well as they would have liked it to. So 217 million so far. This is the second week that it's been out. And cinema score, everyone's talking about this, that it got the worst cinema score for any MCU film. B-.
Okay, yeah.
But I think that's a bit misleading. Like going by that, you'd probably think that this is the worst MCU movie. I don't think it's the worst.
I think we went in... I went in with very low expectations.
Yeah, I think we both went in with pretty low expectations because we already heard some of the reviews coming out like before we went in, and most of them weren't like glowing...
Stellar. Yeah,
glowingly positive or anything like that. So we went in with... reduced expectations. So what did you think of it after coming out?
It's all right. It's not great. It's not terrible either.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's very middle of the road. Some of it's really boring, but some of it's all right.
Yeah. It's only 2 hours long as well, but it feels like it doesn't feel short. Like it feels long.
I just felt like it was an attempt to do the Winter Soldier again, just very poorly.
Not as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely the worst Captain America movie, but we've seen worse Marvel movies than this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think saying it's the worst Captain America, the other three are
really good. So it's hard to live up to that standard. It's just middle of the road. It's like, based off all the previous Marvel movies, it's kind of similar. You wouldn't expect anything better or worse. It's just kind of there. Yeah.
Having gone into it with reduced expectations, I did find there were more positives than I expected there to be. So I thought
it's not terrible.
I thought the story overall, it's not the worst. It could have been handled better.
Yeah.
I think there was something there overall that they probably could have done better. I thought Harrison Ford was pretty good in his role.
Yeah.
Usually the stage of his career that he's in, he can do whatever he wants. So
and he probably shouldn't do movies.
He can pretty much phone it in if he wants to.
Yeah.
But I thought he gave a pretty good performance. I thought Anthony Mackie was decent.
Decent, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Anthony Mackie's good in basically everything he does.
Yeah.
But I think the problem with the movie is definitely not him. He's good as Captain America. The reason it's not amazing is because the story and what he's given to do is not as good as what Chris Evans got. Yeah. He's not a bad Captain America. Yeah.
Still on positives. I thought Red Hulk was good. It's not a spoiler to say that he's in the movie because they give it away.
Yeah.
It probably shouldn't have been given away in the trailer though. So that's one of the negatives I have.
I guess it's similar to what Sony used to do where they kind of just show the whole movie in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they showed. So this is mild spoiler and it's also quite late. I mean, the movie's been out for a little while, but Red Hulk isn't in the movie that much.
Yeah.
And the parts that
most of what you see in the trailer is what's in the movie.
Is in the movie. So don't expect it to have heaps of Red Hulk.
Don't expect extra Red Hulk scenes.
Yeah. So he's not really in the movie that much. But for what he was, I thought that part was pretty good. I thought the part that he was in,
decent. Yeah.
The other action episodes though could have definitely been better. I thought that one was good, but the rest of them, I think they were trying, like you said, they were trying to replicate the Winter Soldier type vibe. Just wasn't as good.
A very inconsistent vibe with the other action scenes because sometimes Anthony Mackie doesn't have the super soldier serum, which I think is interesting because he is a bit more vulnerable than Steve Rogers was. But there's an inconsistency because sometimes he just levels a room, like he could take out 5 guys, no worries. And then some other times there's one bloke and he struggles to take him down.
Yeah.
And there's no reason as to why.
True. Yeah. I think they could have explored that a bit more. Like they sort of did in the series as well.
That's another problem. This movie is once again a rehash of the series, if you've seen the series.
Yeah.
It's just got the Red Hulk in it instead of whatever the series did, which was...
Because in the series, I thought they ended with him being pretty clear that
he's Captain America.
Yeah, and that he also didn't need the serum.
Yes. But then in this movie, he's questions it again.
Yeah, he's like questioning that I should have got this. Also,
he's like, why am I Captain America?
There isn't any serum left, is there?
I don't think so. I don't think there is. No.
So even if he wanted it, where's he going to get it from?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there were some parts that were a bit conflicting, but I did like how it's also a bit more of a continuation. So the problem we've had with Phase 4, and I think we're in Phase 5 now, aren't we?
Phase 5.
So everything after Phase 3, the problem we've had is they've all been a bit detached. Like there's all these different things happening, and they're not really, all the movies haven't really been interconnected like they were previously. This movie is quite interconnected. Like it brings a lot of different pieces together, which was good.
Does it bring them together well?
Probably not.
Some.
I mean, it could have been better.
Some of them, yeah.
Could have been better, but still,
there's something there. There's definitely something there. And I don't know if it just got killed in reshoots.
Yeah.
But there was definitely a good plot point that they had and some relevant callbacks that they did.
Yeah. So it brings together stuff like from very early MCU, and then stuff in the more recent MCU as well. So it kind of brings everything together. The only problem is the movie itself is not very cohesive. So it feels a bit disjointed overall, probably because of all the reshoots and all stuff that happened. So Giancarlo Esposito's, I just saw this before. So he only joined filming last May.
Yeah. And this movie's been shooting for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all the stuff that he's in was filmed within the last 12 months.
And previously they did just bring him in and give him a new character. Essentially, they already shot the scenes with some other guy, but then he became available, so they reshot it with him.
So did they want him originally and he just wasn't available?
I don't know. But I guess when Giancarlo Esposito becomes available to do a certain role, you do it.
Do it.
Was the role worth it?
No.
No.
He was not worth it.
We can talk about it.
Is he a comic book character?
Do you know like which... I don't even think they explain it properly. Do you know what organization he's part of?
Sword?
No.
Was it Sword? What was the Serpent?
He was part of the Serpent Society.
Okay, yeah.
So he's the leader of the Serpent Society, apparently.
Oh, is he? Yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah.
We watched the movie yesterday.
Did they say sword in this, though?
No, I don't think so.
What was the...
Sword is the thing in the space.
Yeah. In Marvels.
Yeah.
So what was the... They mentioned an organization in this one, but it wasn't...
Is it the one from WandaVision?
Could be.
Is the one in WandaVision Sword?
Yeah, that was Sword.
Okay, so it is Sword then.
I don't think it was Sword though.
CIA?
No, it was like a Marvel specific one. But anyway.
Doesn't matter. But anyway,
did they even say his name in this movie?
It's Sidewinder, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Sidewinder? Yeah.
Did they ever say it?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
He just kind of appears and
but like nothing about him feels Serpent Society. Like why he's not wearing like snakeskin or anything. He's not. It doesn't.
It feels like a random.
It's just a random guy. I don't even think he has a tattoo of a snake or anything. Yeah. Like he might, but they never show it.
Yeah.
If he does, yeah.
He also just randomly appears. Like
whenever
there was like parts of this movie. I'm like, it's just very abrupt.
It's it's clearly a reshoot. They're like, oh yeah, we need him in this scene. So
yeah, like we can get to it in spoilers, but like at one point in the movie, he literally just appears in the middle of nowhere. Like
and that was clearly a reshoot scene.
He's just there for some reason. Yeah. But having said all that, like
it's still okay.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's that bad. I think people are trashing this probably more than it deserves to be trashed. It's it's very average. So I think Marvel's obviously, early Marvel made us accustomed to having very high expectations. I just don't think we can have those level of expectations anymore. So I think we need to go in with lower expectations. So remember when Marvel movies, we would be like, is this going to be the bad one?
Yeah.
Now we're like, is this going to be a good one? So I think that's the difference. Like before we used to go, like they had a streak where like every movie was
really good
or really good. So we'd go in going, oh, is this going to be the one that finally breaks the pattern? And now it's kind of like the opposite. Is this going to be the one that brings back the glory? Unfortunate, but that's where we're at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we do some spoilers?
Yeah. Let's do it. Yeah.
So the really short woman, she is a widow.
Ex-widow. Yeah.
Ex-widow. Yeah. So she works for the government, Harrison Ford. So initially they set her up to be like sort of like a villain type thing, but she's not.
That's about it for her.
That's her character. It had a bit more than she could have just been a villain, but
she could have also been Sharon Carter. Or she could have been the sister. Is that his sister, by the way?
Whose sister?
Anthony Mackie's sister. The
other lady.
Is that his sister? Was that his cousin? Is she in the Winter Soldier show?
Maybe.
Isn't she the person from the boatyard or whatever?
I thought that lady was old. Wasn't that his older sister in the show?
Wouldn't know.
The one that has the boat, and she's like going to sell the boat or something because they can't afford.
Yeah. But then they keep the boat
because they. We're trying to remember the show now. Didn't she have like a restaurant or something?
Yeah. And is that her?
And she couldn't. No, I don't think it was her.
So who is she?
She's just someone he knows.
Okay.
I guess.
Then why is it that person and the other person the same person? Why is there two different characters?
Well, one's a ex-widow that can fight, I guess, and this other lady's just a person, an insider. I don't think he was meant to know the widow person.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm just easily it could have just been one. I'm just trying to see what the filmmakers were trying to do with that character or those two characters. So Harrison Ford is president. So that's what it starts with. Also, I found it weird that there was no Marvel fanfare in this. Did you notice that? It just goes straight into
it. It goes straight to it. There wasn't one.
Yeah, it just says Marvel presents and then it just goes straight in.
Yeah, they didn't have the big intro. Maybe they're not doing it anymore.
And then it starts off with him as president and then it cuts to Falcon. And Captain America now. Yeah. Yeah, so it starts off with an action sequence, doesn't it?
It's the one with Giancarlo Esposito.
Yes, at the start. Yeah. And so the story actually revolves around Adamantium.
Yeah, which is part interesting, but they don't really do anything with it.
Yeah, so they link it to Eternals, which was interesting. So one part of Eternals that everyone keeps talking about around is Celestial?
The Celestial.
That's that's in the middle of the ocean. Isn't anyone ever going to mention that? So they mention it. It turns out that it's made out of a material that's stronger than vibranium, and they call it adamantium officially in this.
And I guess there's like multiple nations fighting to get because it's going to be valuable.
Yeah.
But they do that and they call back to it, but then they don't really use it as a set piece at all. And like they don't really use that location.
Yeah, there is an action sequence,
but it's
close to it.
It's not really great, is it?
Yeah, like all the action except for maybe the Red Hulk stuff at the end. Was not that great. Yeah, so it's revolves around the adamantium stuff. So the president wants to have a treaty around the adamantium, so all the countries that are kind of taking different parts of that island. It's also got a name, that island, Celestial Island. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So they want to claim parts of it. So he's kind of coming up with a treaty around it, and that's basically what the story revolves around. And then he wants another subplot is that he wants Captain America to bring the Avengers back as well.
Yep. Which is not really explored that much. It's mentioned once, and then at the end, he's kind of like, I guess we're getting the Avengers back together.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Isaiah Bradley is in this as well, which we didn't mention. But
call back to the Winter Soldier show as well. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everyone's pretty decent in their roles. It's just
the material they're given is not that great to work with. Yeah. The movies try to be very political intrigue, but essentially the villain is the leader, but it's revealed very quickly that he's the villain. And I don't think there's much intrigue in terms of what is going to happen because you just know who the villain is.
Yeah.
And you know his plan, essentially.
Yeah, so the fact that the leader was the villain in this was somehow spoiled to me. I must have read it somewhere. It just came. So I knew it. So when he was introduced,
we weren't really shocked.
I wasn't shocked or anything, but I guess if I didn't know at all,
then you would be like, who's this guy?
Probably, because I wouldn't have remembered.
Yeah.
He also doesn't look like the comic book leader. Like, he sort of does, I guess, but not really. He doesn't have as big a head. Does what I told you during the film. Yeah, so call back to Incredible Hulk all the way back.
Yeah.
It's like the second movie of MCU. So going all the way back then. So they do bring him back. They hinted at the end of that movie that he was going to become
the leader.
Anyway. So we'll just guess there were some people that were waiting for him to come back, and he does. This is more of a Hulk movie than a Captain America movie as well. So,
there's a lot of ex-Hulk characters in it.
Yeah. Well, there's Red Hulk. Yeah. There's the leader. Like, it could have easily just been a Hulk movie, but
yeah. I felt the leader's plan was a bit inconsequential in the end. He's essentially trying to, calling back, they're trying to make this the Winter Soldier, but the Winter Soldier, the ramifications are huge. In this, he's just trying to make one guy embarrassed. Essentially what the whole plot is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even then, he doesn't really succeed. He thinks he did, but he didn't really do anything.
Well, I guess he's not president anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because obviously you can't have Red Hulk as your president, so that's not going to work. Yeah. It feels like that whole Red Hulk sequence was like added on because the movie sort of ends. Like the treaty stuff's kind of done.
Yep. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, we should probably do more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have this whole sequence at the end with the Red Hulk, and then like really what should have happened is Captain America should have died because they sort of make up for it saying that he's got vibranium stuff, and
that's the thing. Like, why have him depowered, but then also give him a vibranium suit that makes him equally as powered as Captain America anyway? So it doesn't matter that it doesn't have the serum.
Yeah.
At one point, he's like, I wish I had the serum. I'm like, why? Your suit's indestructible. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's essentially just Black Panther with that suit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got the wings as well. So it's like...
Yeah, like there's no reason for you to have the serum. You're equally as powerful as anyone.
So he does take on Red Hulk somewhat. But really, it shouldn't have been an even fight, really. But maybe Red Hulk, it's the first time he turned into Red Hulk, so maybe that's why he didn't know how to control it either. Do you think he will come back? Probably. Surely they won't just introduce him not to have him back.
Maybe if Harrison Ford doesn't need to come back, maybe if they just can use his voice.
Just as Red Hulk. Like, he's permanently Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if Harrison Ford's coming back, I don't think he's doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's not a villain, right?
He's an anti-hero, I think.
Bucky has a cameo.
Bucky is apparently running for senator, but he's also congressman. Yeah. But he's also like ex KGB, so
yeah.
I don't know if he's working that into his campaign.
And do we still know for sure that those trigger words
don't work on him? Yeah. I feel like his campaign would be very flawed given that he used to work for Russia.
So that will probably link in with Thunderbolt somehow.
Yeah.
Because he's like one of the main characters in that.
Yeah.
Also, isn't Thunderbolts meant to be Thunderbolt Ross's team?
Yeah, I'm guessing they'll somehow mention that in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the title is got an asterisk. It says Thunderbolts asterisk.
So that's the next movie.
This movie was whatever. It was okay.
I guess that's...
Also, you could skip it and you would miss nothing.
Probably.
Yeah.
So there is an end credit sequence, only one, right at the end. It's with the leader again, and Sam goes and speaks to him, and then the leader's just like, I've calculated the probabilities and you have no idea what's happening in your world, and there's other worlds.
They say this at the end of every movie. Yeah. Just do it then. Like, why is everyone just saying words? Yeah. Nothing's actually happening.
It's like there's other worlds, and what will you do to protect your world? And yeah.
They say it at the end of every. It's the same. It doesn't add any value.
I would have preferred if it was actually we already know this is happening, so we didn't need another end credit sequence to emphasize that. It would have been better if he starts recruiting Avengers again.
But he just says he's going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is equally as good if you think about it. Because saying stuff is sometimes better than seeing stuff.
Actually doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I actually close my eyes when I watch movies. I only want the audio. I don't want to see anything.
He will be back in the Avengers, I guess. There's no other movie that might have a cameo.
Yeah, might have a cameo here or there, but...
Might be in Thunderbolts, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. It's a shame that this is his Captain America movie, and he probably won't get another one.
So there's Thunderbolts and there's Fantastic Four as well.
But this is, I think, the last of the Marvel movies where they were just trying to pump them out.
Yeah.
I think this is the last one.
They started making this like ages ago, 4 years ago.
And they were just trying to pump out movies.
Yeah.
This is the last one, I think. And then they started slowing down with Thunderbolts. So you're hoping that Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four would be better, given that they took their time with it and they didn't just try and pump out shit, which is what this movie is.
Yeah, it is better than...
Oh, it's better than like Thor, Love and Thunder. Yeah.
Probably better than the Marvels.
Yeah.
What else has it been? Better than Quantumania.
Yeah, way better than Quantumania.
Yeah.
It's better than some of those movies, so...
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm more hopeful for Thunderbolts than this. I think that could be good, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm hopeful for Fantastic Four as well. I'm hoping that's decent too. I think that's it. What are the Marvel movies next year? Is Avengers?
Is it Avengers?
Yeah, it is 2026, right?
Yeah.
So is the last movie before Avengers Fantastic Four?
Is there something in the middle?
I thought there was something.
Is it their Spider-Man movie? Or that's in the middle of the Avengers movies?
Yeah. Apparently they delayed that as well because it's clashing with Christopher Nolan's movie.
And Tom Holland's in both. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There might be something else, but at the moment I can't think what it is.
Because they basically cancelled Blade, right? It's not happening.
I don't think that's happening.
What else was announced? I think that was it, wasn't it?
I think that's it. Maybe there's some TV shows, but I don't think there's any movies specifically.
Yeah, there wasn't. There's not another Ant-Man. Is there another Doctor Strange? They haven't announced it.
No.
They just.
I think it's just going to go straight into Avengers, Fantastic Four, Avengers, and then
they've been hinting at this Young Avengers thing, but
nothing has come to fruition. So
yeah. So I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Not the best lead up to an Avengers movie, but
an Avengers movie is an Avengers movie, though. I think it will still pull numbers. But if that's bad, then the next one no one will go to.
Well, surely Doctor Doom's going to be in Fantastic Four then, even as a cameo.
Assume as a cameo, at least.
Because I'm thinking they're in a different
dimension.
Different world, yeah.
Yeah. Another Marvel movie done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. If people want to get in touch with us about their thoughts on, I almost forgot the name of this movie, Captain America.
Brave New World.
Yeah.
You can contact us on all social media platforms at Cognitive Recalibration Podcast or email us at cognitiverecalibrationpodcast@gmail.com.
Cool. And like, share, and subscribe for this video and our channel. Obviously, leave a comment below if you want to, and stay tuned for more episodes. I think the next one we'll do. Is there anything coming out later this month that is of note?
In February, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
In March, I think there's some stuff. Yeah.
There's Mickey 17.
Yeah. Yep.
I think mid-March there's Snow White. If
we watch that.
Yeah. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff in April, I think.
Yeah. So there'll be stuff coming out. We'll get there. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff in May actually as well.
Yes. Yeah. All right. We will see you guys in the next one.